Let's talk about the three mindful alignments. And remember, when we talk about the three mindful alignments, what we're talking about are the three treasures of the body, the breath, and the mind. And what we're doing is aligning each of them together with each other in the Tao. I'm going to start off with a little visual analogy of what I'm talking about. For this visual analogy of the three mindful alignments, I'm going to use a tea carafe to represent the body, some hot water to represent our breath, and then some tea to represent our mind and our mental aspect. So we put all three together, body, breath, and mind. And you can see the tea starting to diffuse throughout the water. So when I say in our practice that we do the three mindful alignments and that you want to kind of carry them together as one through the practice, this illustrates what I'm talking about. So we've got body, breath, and mind. Behind that, we've got mindful intent, and the tea being diffused through the water represents all that qi being absorbed in us and activating what we call the healer within. It's one of the ways we get the most benefit from our practice. And now let's briefly go through the three alignments themselves. So the three mindful alignments, the aligning of the three treasures, the body, the breath, and the mind, are something we do before each of our practices, whether we're doing a Qigong form or a Tai Chi form. And remember that it's something you can do independently of a form as well. You can do it at home throughout the day. You can do it sitting, lying down. We typically do it standing in class. And it's something that you can use to always recenter yourself and to turn on, even for brief moments, the healer within. So what we're talking about, body-wise, it's adjusting posture and connecting with the energies around us, the energy of the earth and of the sky, and then of the living realm around us. And the way to align the body is to start paying attention to the earth underneath your feet. So you just put your mental awareness on the soles of your feet and feel where you're contacting earth or a floor. The floor can represent earth for us. At the other end of the spectrum is the sky. So we lift the crown of our head gently, not so much of a stretch, more of an attitude adjustment to bring our skeletal system into alignment. So we say that feet are standing on earth and head is touching sky. In between those 2 points, we strive to relax the muscles, allow gravity to pull them downward. The joints should soften, your knees will be springy like shock absorbers. Looseness and relaxation in the body with an upright skeletal system. The second of the three treasures is the breath. And we start just by becoming aware of the breath. Where do you feel it? Do you feel it on your nostrils? Do you feel it at the back of your throat? Can you feel it being drawn deep into the body? With a typical Qigong breath, you should feel a little bit of expansion in your lower abdomen as you breathe in. You'll feel it moving outward. That comes from us using the diaphragm to breathe with. When you exhale, everything's going to move back into center. You want to allow the breath to be deep. And by deep, I mean feeling it in the abdomen. Deep as opposed to full. A full breath is when we bring maximum amount of air into our lungs. So these are deep breaths. They tend to be slow and they tend to be quiet. So the third of the three treasures is the mind itself. And in a way, we've already engaged that by regulating and aligning the body and the breath. But now we use our ability to focus on ourselves, to take that to a deeper level. So just like we allowed the breath to settle and our muscles to relax, we look at where our thoughts are and allow stray thoughts to dissipate. And one technique to do that with is to just start to pay attention to what your body is experiencing, what your senses are telling you, what your biofeedback ability of the body and mind are saying. While you're doing that, you can just naturally go through the other two alignments again of the body and the breath. Remember, we want these all to work together, all three. With the mind, we're engaging both the yin aspect and the yang aspect of it. So the yin aspect is that part of our mind, our consciousness that is tuning into the body, tuning into what we're experiencing. The yin part of the mind is receptive. It's receiving information. And then the yang aspect of the mind is the mind that's directing our thoughts and our consciousness through the body, to the earth, to the sky, to our senses. And the yang aspect is also that part of our mind that is going to direct the qi through the body to affect our movements. So my body is moving because I'm intending with my mind to move the body. And remember, this all works best. It's all best at awakening the healer within when we can keep three treasures aligned throughout the practice, or strive to do it. We don't always hit the 100% mark all the time, but just like any other form of exercise or practice, it's the doing it and the striving for maximum effectiveness that increases its ability. Thank you for listening. I hope this made sense to you. I'll see you at the next practice.